I've been on here for a while. I've been watching a lot of the YouTube coming out videos, and Depfox, a YouTube user here who's I highly recommend, but brought up a really good point to me that really made me think about all of the coming out stories on here that I've personally watched a bunch of, and how they can be used, not even used, but they can be, people watch them and it gives them a sense of peace and maybe a little help in coming out themselves. So I thought, why not? I've got time. I'm bored. It's Saturday night. I don't have a social life. Why not make a video and tell my own coming out story? So here it is. I grew up in a small town, rural Colorado. I came out when I was 15. At that point in my life, I was a super spooky kid, long hair, eyeliner, nail polish, whole 9 yards. Um, and I figured I'm already ridiculed. People already assume I'm gay just by looking at me. So why not just be honest about it and come out and get on with my life? And in the end, that's pretty much what I did. I came out to a few very good, very close friends. They actually were really, really good about it. I was really grateful for the fact that when I came out to them, they were really uninterested, which may sound inappropriate, but for me, I was less concerned with people cheering me on. I knew who I was. I was comfortable with who I was. I've always been stubborn that way. And I was more concerned about just being able to live my life. And it was really a wonderful thing to have people that were close to me that I cared about go, okay, so. And, this was over 15 years ago, so in rural Colorado. So that's a really, really positive experience, much better than I know a lot of people had growing up. So that was my friends. My friends were great. I came out to my brother around the same time. He actually asked me up front. He was very cool about it. He was like, we were hanging out. He was in college at that point. He asked me if I was gay, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, thought so. And that was that. It was simple. It was easy. I actually didn't come out to my parents for almost 6 years after. My father, who's a good man, but has some serious issues, he I saw when I was growing up, when I was about 16, was when Amendment 2 was going on in Colorado. For you, those of you who don't know, Amendment 2 was an amendment that would have legalized discrimination in work and discrimination in housing and such things. It would have legalized discrimination against gay people. And it was a very intense experience for me, having not really being out, not really having adjusted to that, to see so much directed hate. And my father, who once again is a wonderful man, actually pointing his finger at the television and saying, one dead faggot, two dead faggots, and pulling the trigger. It really shaped my image of how I was going to go forward. I didn't feel comfortable talking to him until I was in a situation where I wasn't living with him, where I wasn't going to be relying on him for support, where I had my own support network so that I could take care of myself. So I waited on that. Mind you, coming out in high school in rural Colorado, not so easy. I got beat up a lot. I got thrown in lockers. Obviously now that's not likely, but I was really, really skinny back then. So it was hard, but I never regretted 1 minute of it. Never, to this day, regretted 1 minute of it. I've actually had friends who subsequently, people I knew in high school who subsequently came out and actually thanked me for making it easier for them, for making it acceptable for them. And I've always been really grateful to them for reminding me that was a worthwhile experience. As hard as it was at times, it was a very worthwhile thing. I've beyond for myself, it was worthwhile to help other people, even by just being there. be comfortable enough with themselves to come out. So, back to the story, I came out to my parents when I was 20. It was while we were playing a game of Uno over Christmas. At that point, I didn't even live in the same state as they did. I was out visiting for Christmas. And I figured, could the time possibly get any worse? Like, really, could it get any worse? So if it can't get any worse, then why not just do it? Why not just sit down, bite the bullet, and say, okay, I'm gay. So we're playing Uno, and it just rolled right out. It was, still to this day makes me laugh. You play Uno, and I said, oh no, oh, and by the way, I'm gay. Silence. They didn't say anything. They didn't react. It took about 30 seconds for there to be any kind of response, as it were. And the response was unpleasant. My mother, her first reaction was, you're going to get AIDS and die. And though I can understand that, at the same time, I'm gay. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to be unsafe. And I'm going to be careful. And I don't want to die. And that is not what being gay is all about. It doesn't instantly make you a diseased person. It doesn't instantly make you unsafe. And that was really what it came down to me. It was, I'm not saying that people with AIDS are stupid or that they are, we're not safe. But what I'm saying is you have to trust me to be careful with my own life. That's what it really came down to me. I was angry, and my response was, let me take care of myself. My father, on the other hand, he didn't understand when his response was that I had some kind of choice in the matter. Which I did, honestly. I did have a choice. Either to be true to myself and be the man he taught me to be, or to spend the rest of my life lying. And that's not much of a choice. It certainly is a choice, but not one I was willing to make. So it was years until it was something I could discuss with them comfortably. And it got better, though. I've been in a relationship now for over 5 years, and he comes home to my parents' house for Christmas. We share a bed. My mother refers to him as one of her kids, which to me is always a wonderful thing, and I always smile about that. My dad thinks he's a great guy. My dad is proud to have him as a family member, and that makes all of the stuff that I went through when I was younger, all of the hard things, makes it all worthwhile. Knowing that once you come out the other side, and once you go through the hardship, there is love, there is family, there is a great sense of being true to yourself, being sincere, being a whole person, and being able to live your life. And that's pretty much it. That's my coming out story. I could ramble on and on and on forever, but I don't think there's really any point. So I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and leave your comments, and I'll respond or I won't. Probably will, if it's someone who's not just saying stupid faggot or something like that, because I've heard it before and I'm not really impressed. So if your comment's going to be stupid faggot or something along those lines, skip it. I'm not going to waste my time on it. But if you really do have questions or you want to know things, feel free. I'm an open book and I don't mind sharing. So signing off, hope you guys are having a great night.